Okay, so a teacher that I thought was a champion was my grade 11 math teacher, Mrs. Burns. I was really bad at math in high school. I failed grade 9 math and I had to redo it. So my confidence going into grade 11 math wasn't great. I never volunteered in class. I never raised my hand. I didn't want to be wrong or embarrass myself in front of the other students. So I feel like Mrs. Burns really had to ask herself kind of what Rita had to ask herself, how to raise self-esteem and academic achievement at the same time. What she did was kind of like the +2 like theory. She, like, my first exam I didn't do very well, but she went over it with me and she said, okay, look, Soph, like, you did really well on these 2 questions, like, let's see how you got to those answers and apply what you did there to like other questions, or see what we can do. She always, encouraged me, and whenever I did something really well, she would say, you know what, look, like, you're doing great and you should be proud of that, which I think is really cool. And she also, tried to create bonds with me in a relationship. So by my end exam, like the final exam, I actually got a 97%. I was running out of time. Like, I think we had an hour left, and I was like, I still have 5 questions left to do. It's gonna take me longer than that. And she was like, you know what, Soph, if you want to stay, like, I'll be here all day. You can take a few extra hours, whether you do it in an hour or like 3 hours, it really doesn't matter. So I ended up getting a 97% on my final exam, and that really boosted my confidence. And I don't hate math anymore. One teacher that I didn't think did a great job was my English teacher. I wanted to be an English teacher at the time, and she told me that based on my writing skills and stuff like that, I would never be able to become an English teacher. And she actually said this in front of the whole class. So I felt, really embarrassed and ashamed, and I was like, okay, well, I just kind of want to give up. It didn't encourage me to try harder and to improve myself, so that sucked. I feel like she did the -18 theory. Like, she was just like, you know what, you have an F and that's it. She didn't tell me how I could improve or anything like that. How will these experiences contribute to my development as a teacher? Well, I think that they definitely make me realize that forming relationships and bonds with your students is really important. It's not just about delivering the content and expecting them to learn. It's not just about that. You have to create meaningful lessons in order for them to actually learn something. Teachers could give me a definition and I could memorize it, but if I don't make a connection with that, I'm never gonna apply that to my real life. So I think that that's really important. And I really liked the quote by Stephen Covey, seeking first to understand as opposed to being understood. And I think that it's teachers' job to understand where their students are coming from and to try to understand them, as opposed to just expecting students to understand what we're trying to teach them.